I mean, none of this is complicated. Nuts and screws and bolts stuff you can do with basic hand tools. So if you're thinking about switching these over in your own shop, it's definitely doable. There is a completed leather seat swap in a Ford Lightning. Today is the day we're going to try to pull the seats out of the Lightning. The reason we're pulling these seats out is the airbag on the side has been blown, so the seat cover itself is no good. I found these black OEM seats on eBay for 150 bucks for the whole set, for the whole truck. Original Lightning seats have a little bit of a gray inlay. These seats are all black, so they should have a really nice match. Again, being takeoffs, they're like brand new. Today's goal is to try to get both front seats out, and we're going to start swapping everything. Kind of give you a step-by-step on how to pull a seat out of an F-150. There are 4 13mm bolts. They're underneath of a plastic cover on the front and rear of the seat. So then you can lay the seat back, and there's some wiring that you have to disconnect. Let's dive in and see if we can get this seat pulled out. There's a plastic clip right here to give it some convincing. And they just pop loose. You're going to have the clip up top. So what we're going to try to do is pry up on that. Actually, they come out pretty easy once you pry up. So this one was already a little bit loose. So that releases from there. And then you'll have one wiring you want to push in on the plastic, and that allows that clip to rotate that way. There's a little plastic clip right here that this part that's connected to the fabric is connected up into, and this needs to come down. And when it comes down, it'll rotate. It's actually clipped on the back side, so that should come down and out of there. You can see that little lip I was talking about that hooks up underneath there. That'll just roll right out of there. That's the front and the rear part of the actual cover. We need to get this side panel out of the way. You can see there's one torque screw right there. Another 220 Torx right here. There's a tab here that engaged there. I'm going to disconnect this and set the side trim panel out of the way. There we go. Yeah, the trick's getting in on the back side. So you get it on the back side and you pry away. That releases it. You'll notice that there's a tube here. This tube's going to be your cooled seat, which is that pump in the bottom. There is Velcro in the inner parts of these seats. Right here, and this Velcro adheres to the Velcro down in the seat. You'll have it in several places here. You just kind of give it a tug like normal Velcro. So you want to be careful. All these wires that you see, this is your heated seat. So you want to be careful not to tear any of the wires. This is the plastic. It engages down in here. There's some little red clips. You can see that one there. Just give it a tug and it pops right up out of there to release. There's 2 red clips on the inside edge. Okay, there's our cushion. This hooks right around there. Velcro in the back, and then that comes off. So the eBay ad that I got this from showed a 2021 to 2023 Lariat Black seat cover Crew OEM. They look really nice. They have that reddish brown piping. These are super supple, super nice. Okay, so we have 2 bottom covers. Are they the same? No, they're not. Here's how you can tell when you pull them out of the package. One side of this is going to be this felt wool cloth. The other side is going to be leather. The side that goes to the outside is the side with the leather. So we know this is going to be a right-hand seat. This is the one we want for ours. So there's a good side-by-side difference on what these 2 covers are going to look like. So here's your all black leather, your 2-tone gray. All right, so put this back in. It's just the reverse of the same operation. So first thing you want to do is invert your seat cover. Don't worry about these wrinkles. You're going to have that at first. When it gets some time and some sun on it, you can get those wrinkles to come out. We're going to start at the back and work our way towards the front and wrap it around. You start and line it up where the Velcro goes down in, and you can start engaging your plastic connections into those red slots. So we'll go ahead and wrap the front of the seat. And this stuff is very durable, so don't worry about ripping it or tearing it. We should start seeing the Velcro go down in and engage in the seat. just have to work at it. This is not easy work, but it's not hard either. So this is shaped in a V. So that V will slide straight down into that. Just like that. I don't know if you heard it, it snapped in. There it went. All three of them. First row of Velcro engaged. Just kind of give it a little bit of a push to make sure all your Velcro is engaged. And now it's time to do our second row. And I did all those snaps, and I probably shouldn't have, because I'm going to undo that first row because I want to get my second row of Velcro engaged with the hook and loop. And start pulling our sides back around. That's the bottom base, ready to go back on. The new uppers are unzipped. We'll have to get a pick or something and hook through that hole and then re-zip this down. There's a plastic clip on the inside, plastic clip in the middle of the back. So that wiring harness feeds through this hole. This wiring harness for the seat belt, the airbag, feeds through this hole. Okay, so I just got a little hook tool. All I'm going to use this for is to get in and get a hold of the center of that Velcro, that zipper, so I can then pull it down. I'm being cautious not to hook the foam on the backside. That's allowing me to pull that zipper down. I'll use the reverse to pull it back up. Okay, that's going to give us a lot more side-to-side room for this cover to be able to unfold off there. Okay, so when we pull this back out of the way, pull the foam, you have that plastic release, it just snaps up underneath, and so like that. There's that side. Pull this out of the way, same thing over here. I'll have this same plastic release down in this gap. You want to try to get it in between the back and roll it. It pops right out of there, just like that. So what I was doing, as that was in there, I was putting it between here and have the metal on top of my pry bar and rolling it backwards. Now I think we can flip the seat back up and start taking the cover off the seat. So we had two Velcros there. There was one across here. And then we're gonna have these blue snaps. They just pop loose. Just get your finger underneath them and give it a little tug. Here's our first row of Velcro. There's that one. Second snap. Should be three of them, just like on the bottom. Fill it up some more. There's our third one. Fourth one. There's four. No, not three. I told you wrong. So we have two 10mm bolts. This airbag should disengage. This is the airbag itself. You're going to slide that clip back, and that releases. There's two little tabs here. When you slide that clip back, that allows us to compress. And really that's it. It's designed to tear the stitching, sometimes not. But you see how this bag, when I put the new bag back in, it's going to be up inside that. This has to go behind it. 1, 2, 3. So if you just kind of take your leather and pull on it, it comes right around them, and these stay. All right, and there is actually, when you're putting the new cover back on, you got to make sure you got the same side with the airbag. So for instance, this airbag is on this side. This is on the outside, which is the same side here. So we got to make sure we get that back in there like it's supposed to be. First thing I'm going to do is put it up over the top. We're going to grab a corner and start working that right back down over that headrest. This here leather is a little bit cold today, but it should, yep, just like that. It just stretches right over top of that. Just like so. Okay, we will slide our airbag module up in here, push it through the holes, and then put our nuts on. Slide those airbag modules through these engagement holes and put your two 10mm nuts on. All right, 3 tops are in. So there's going to be 4 down the side, 3 sets of Velcro here, 2 here. Now we can work our way around to the back. So the first thing I need to do is get these engaged, just like they were before. I think the next step, zip it up. Very carefully, start pulling. Don't want to pull too hard. If the Velcro, if the zipper's working properly, it shouldn't have a lot of resistance. No different than anything else you've ever zippered. And our seat cover is installed. And this will all come out over time. When you get these trucks, they need to have a little heat on them, a little time on them. All this stuff comes out when you get it pulled tight. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it up on its back and start engaging the top and the bottom. This right here should wrap clear around. It actually does a 180-degree bend. Just gotta give it a little bit of coaxing to get it to go up in. So we got it. So that pulled that tight. Now our back of our seat and the front of our seat is pulled completely tight. This was laying inverted like that, and that folds down. But these extra Velcros were just laying inside here. That's what they do with them. They just lay them in here like so. Then you'll invert this lip, flip this around, and then pull that down. Top of that seat is complete. There it is. Turns out great. Okay, like I said, there'll be a few little wrinkles. Heat will take that out. So let's knock out this headrest real quick right before we put the back on. The same kind of inverted lip design that you have. You just give it a good push and tug. So now we get to decide, is there a left and a right on these? These say B&O in them. These are probably from a B&O sound system truck, which just means the headrest is perforated. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything at all. They appear to be the same. Maybe we'll start by checking the part number. A62 is the last 3. A62, they are the same. So the best way to do these, invert these. Put it up on the top. Line it up where it goes. And then you can start re-inverting it, rolling it down onto the cover. Now I'm gonna get this done and go, oh, that was way too hard, but. And if it's not lined up, you just have to start working it until you get it to line up. See how it's all crooked? So these just kind of tuck around and underneath. So it leaves a nice, clean opening. We are halfway there with one seat. So we've just been at this probably hour and a half. All right, here's our bottom that we did a little bit ago. I'm going to feed this wire down through our access hole. Okay, so here's what I find. These come up and click right here. This lip actually will open up and snap over top of that, but it's difficult to do. I think I'm gonna get a little rubber mallet to help with that. Same thing on this one. There we go. That's what holds the front of that seat cover on. So you have these two, same thing, inverted. You hear them click when they go. Both of those are engaged. They'll work themselves out over time with a little bit of heat. I know everybody online talks about the lightning wrinkle in the driver's seat, and it's about how they're stitched across here, but you can take it off and do a re-pull and get some of it out. I'm gonna go ahead and plug our wire back in. Get a tab in the middle. You have to kind of force downwards to get it to line up that other tab and then pull up on the back at the same time. A little bit hold your mouth right kind of deal to get all that. I'm sure a lot of people miss that middle one. Just like that. There is a completed leather seat swap in a Ford Lightning. Seat looks good, turned out good. Got a couple of small wrinkles, those will come out. Let's get it back in the truck. Gonna put these back in, same as the reverse. You get the top, you engage the top part first, and you roll it into place. Here's the original, here's the black. I think I like the black better, I don't know why. Belt. There's a little release on this seat. You pull this up, and that releases it from the back, and then you'll have gain access to the back of this. Factory B&O subwoofer. The factory sub has an external vent to outside the truck. So it actually pulls air from outside the truck in. If you're trying to keep the inside of your cab warm, turn the sub off. Huh. And that's how you change the leather out to all black on a Ford Lightning. They turned out great. Yeah, very comfortable. They match the truck. It's a nice setup. So the floor mat for this truck, I actually intentionally bought the wrong one. These slip up underneath here. They have quite a gap here, if you'll notice, but there's an optional tray that fits where that carpet is, and I'm planning to get that. It's really nice. I keep my chargers, my tools, so that makes a nice setup.